Hello guys, and welcome to this live webinar. Now on this webinar, I'm going to be teaching you how you are going to overcome your back pain, live an awesome and active life without medication, surgery, or expensive treatments. Now I just want to thank you for spending your time with me. I know time is valuable, but also what's driven you here has been daily chronic pain in your back. Now the current system is flawed, and I'm going to tell you exactly why it's flawed and exactly how you're going to move forward so you can cure your own back pain without forking out loads of money. I have a little promise to you, so I've set up this certificate right here, and I'm going to read this certificate out to you because, again, I value your time and I want to make a promise to fulfill by the end of this webinar, just to thank you for spending your time with me. So I'm going to read this up. I, Ross Thornton, promise to share with you the exact approach I've used not only to cure my own back pain, but to help hundreds of working men like yourself move from a life of pain and fear into a life filled with fun and activity. I promise by the end of this webinar, you'll get a strategy for identifying and treating your own back pain, saving you thousands of pounds on surgery, medication, and expensive therapy treatments. No matter what diagnosis you've had in the past, it doesn't matter. I promise you will learn the tools to become an expert in your own posture control so you don't suffer a relapse. And finally, I promise you more fun out of life and the ability to exercise, play with your kids, and build the confidence to progress your career so you can earn more moolah and improve your relationships and have better sex. Now that is a bold promise, I know. I'm a man of my word and I am impeccable with my word, and I vow keep that promise today if you stick around and watch this webinar. Now, as a gift for you, just for spending your time with me right now, I'll be giving you a free 5 lower back mobility exercises. So I've put together just a small package of what I believe through lots of research are the top 5 lower back rehab exercises. Now this gift I'll be giving you for free. Now if you were to go on my website and buy this package, that would cost you £150. Now just by spending time with me and watching this webinar, I'm going to give you that for free. So stop right now. The information I'm giving to you right now is important to you. You wouldn't be here otherwise. You're in a position in your life where you want to change and you're ready to move forwards. So I'm going to need you to turn off all distractions. I want you to turn off all the tabs on your computer. You're going to turn your phone off or on silent, and I want you to close the door and tell your family to not bother you for the next 90 minutes. Now I'm going to tell you that because in the next 90 minutes, this could be the catalyst for you moving forward and moving out of that life of misery and moaning about your back pain and moving forward into a life that you love living. So there's no need to take notes either, guys. Just pay attention to what I'm saying. You can watch the slides. I'll show you at the end how you can download the slides yourself. And also I'll be sending you an email replay of the webinar if you need to look back at any information that you feel like you've missed. So starting off, I'm just going to give you a quick run through about myself and why I'm in a good position to tell you that I can help you with your back pain. So my name's Ross Thornton and I'm the creator of the Back to Life movement. I hold a degree in sports therapy, health and fitness, and I specialize in teaching people how to treat their own pain without having to fork out on regular treatments like a chiropractor would. Just quick click, off you go, I'll see you in 2 weeks for the next installment of all my money. I don't do that. So I teach people how to use the tools to improve themselves. Now, over the past 12 years, I've coached over 2,000 people suffering with pain and injuries back to pain-free lives. Now, I do this from my studio, which you can see in the background. And I also do this with clients, with home visits, and making sure that they have their own tailored approach on how they can get out of their pain and improve their lives. So, what led me to this point? Now, when I was 18, I was the injured athlete, okay? I enjoyed playing football. I was very good level of table tennis as well, and I enjoyed running to keep fit. So I was a fairly active 18-year-old, enjoyed sports, enjoyed my exercise, just loved being out there. The only problem is I kept getting injured. Okay, I was picking up injuries left, right, and centre, and it's always for the most innocuous things. I'd be tying my shoelaces and my back would go. I'd be running down the street and the knees would be burning. Okay, I'd feel tight all the time. Now, like all of us guys, we're a little bit stubborn in that we don't accept help straight away. We think we can battle on through. This will heal itself. I'll continue doing what I'm doing, and I tried that to the point where I was missing days at work. I was missing days at college. I wasn't able to perform for my football side, so I was pulling out. So I was staying at home, just trying to protect myself. But the moment I went back to sports, I thought I'd rested for enough time. They'd just come back, and all these injuries just came back to haunt me. Now, this is an interactive webinar, guys. So write in the chat box. How many of you have had similar stories where that back pain just keeps coming back? You think you can battle on, you tried to battle through, but it just kept coming back. Who in this webinar has gone through that? Just write in the little chat box because I want to see. So anyway, I got to the point, it was breaking point. I know where to turn, so I went where most of us guys go when we feel like we've had enough. I booked an appointment with my GP. Okay, making most of the NHS. Saw my GP. He looked me over. I remember it perfectly. He looked me over. He didn't really know what he was looking for. He ran for a few tests. He sort of threw a couple of long words at me and knew that I was in pain and could see why, but couldn't actually tell me why. All he could tell me, and I quote you, if you were a racehorse, they would have put you down by now. Fantastic. Just what you want to hear as an 18-year-old. So if I was a racehorse, they would have put me to sleep. That's how bad my body was at this time. But what was the answer to it? They didn't know. They gave me a little pamphlet telling me to rest, telling me to ice the injuries, a prescription for medication and drugs, and then also the possibility of surgery. Now, I didn't really want to go down the surgical route, but I was taking this medication to try and block pain, which it was. However, as soon as I started coming off my prescription, the pain would come back. Of course it would, because all the pain was doing, it was just masking the problem. It wasn't actually diving into solving it. And I'm going to tell you right now how this system is fucked up and how these guys are getting very, very rich out of your suffering. But we'll move on to that later on in the webinar. So I grew frustrated, much like you guys. I wasn't doing the things I loved. I was taking 6 days off work, so I was losing out on money, and I was just miserable. I had broken sleep, so I was knackered. I was then crawling out of bed to the bathrooms in the morning in pain. I was moaning to my missus. I was moaning to my family. I was just miserable. I wasn't very pleasant to be around, and this was all down to just the pain I was in. Now, I knew there was something I could do about this, and I wasn't accepting that I was just going to suffer with back pain for the rest of my life and just be that guy that suffers with back pain and just deals with it. Like most people get that kind of treatment from the GP as well. You're just going to have to deal with your pain. It's bullshit, okay? I didn't know that then, but I do know it now, okay? So what I did, I decided to enroll at university to do a sports therapy degree. Now, sports therapy specializes in rehabilitation programs for people to get from pain to not only a pain-free life, but to move into elite level sports pain-free as well. Now, this course was fantastic for me. I loved every second of it, and I used all the knowledge I built over the 3 years at university to treat my own back pain without having to pay a professional to do the job for me. Now here I am, second one in from the right, or it's second one in from the left, sorry. Had a lot more hair then, I understand. It's been a few years since. But since then, I've also enrolled in many courses. I've done hours of research, funded lots and lots of courses, and spent loads of time just geeking out on this because I love it. So this is what I love. I love helping people just because I know where I was back then and where I am now. So it wasn't all plain sailing, however. It was a long struggle. And actually, when I qualified, I sort of just fell into the trap. And I became exactly what the problem with this industry was. I worked in a gym and I had my own little practice there where I was taking on clients and I was doing sports massage, a little bit of manipulation work, and then sending them off with homework, just expecting them to do it. But what was happening was it was quite an expensive approach for my clients to come back regularly for exercise updates and make sure that they're not just doing the same boring exercises and that they're moving up the phases in order to improve. I was finding that was quite an expensive approach for my clients, and often they would drop off. So I was giving out masses of homework. I was like, right, here you go. Here's phase 1 of your rehabilitation program. And then in 2 weeks' time, you're going to do this. In 4 weeks' time, you're going to do this. Okay? But guess what? It was information overload. Okay, how many of you guys have looked on the internet about your back pain? It's just information overload on what to do, and then it just all mushes into one, and then it doesn't get done. Okay, so I had to take a step back and think, like, what's actually missing from this approach? Why aren't people healing? Why is there so much information on the internet these days, but yet the levels of back pain are increasing every year? Okay, there's got to be a problem with the system. The problem is, what I found out, accountability. So sending someone off to do homework on their own without properly showing them how to do it each time, because you can show them once, but again, you're giving lots of information in one session. They're not going to know exactly how to hold their posture and when to do the exercises and how long to do them for. They start forgetting things, and in the end, they all drop off. So the drop-off rates are humongous. In rehabilitation, the drop-off rates are huge. Now, who out there, tell me again in the chat box, guys, has tried or had a rehab program given to them? They've done it for a few days, they start to miss a couple of days, and in the end, don't do it at all. And then they're back to square one, moaning about their back pain, moaning about the problems. Who out there? Go on, be honest with me, because I know you're out there. I know people watching this right now have suffered from the same problems because it is the same system. Now, accountability is massive, and the environment you're in is massively important. In fact, it's the #1 important measure of success. Now, if you don't have any accountability and no one's paying attention to see whether in the evenings you're getting home from work and then doing your rehab exercises, no one's checking up on you, you've got no chance. Okay, so accountability is very important. We're going to be moving on to that later on in this webinar, so keep an eye out. So what I did when I figured this out, I started my own practice. So I started a company called Strawberry Vibes. This company specialized in helping people with all types of injuries, especially back pain, return to exercise and also lose weight whilst they were rehabbing their injuries. Okay, now at Strawberry Vibes, we had that accountability. People were regularly coming in for their rehabilitation. They weren't sent home to do it. We were doing it face to face, and we're trying to keep the cost down by sharing it as part of a group. Okay, so we made rehab fun by making the exercises not so boring, but actually moving on with exercise. And I was there to make sure there were tweaks in the right posture, to ensure that they were improving their injuries without any relapses, and they were losing weight whilst they were doing it. So it was a double whammy. Now, I was still sort of doing treatments and still doing massages and sending people away for homework. And I was sort of giving away like exercise videos, but encouraging people to come see me. But again, I was getting the cost issue coming up over and over again, that people couldn't afford the monthly repayments that the studio was doing. So I had to think of something else, and I was doing some more online research, and I was looking online, and there's a couple of ways of doing this I was seeing, and it was lots of like online videos. So I'd be making videos for people, and I was starting to film myself doing these exercises, and I'd send them to these clients at a charge, that they were doing them at home, and then I was checking up on them. Okay, but the problem was that I was having to check up on these guys. Okay, and with that is so time consuming that the problem is they're not getting the level of accountability that I could warrant because, again, they were doing it at home and there was no way of me seeing whether they were doing it. So there was a lot of phone calls and then, again, drop-off rates. Okay, so what I was doing, I went back to the drawing board and then, boom, eureka. I was finding that rehab, we had to look at the body as a whole system. It wasn't a case of if your knee hurt, I gave you a knee program. If your back hurt, I gave you a back program. We need to look at the body as a whole system. If the body's rehabbed in a whole system, then you can cure any injury with the same rehab program. So I was setting people up with videos, making sure that there was a step-by-step guide. And this step-by-step guide is exactly what I've honed in on. I've trimmed all the fat. There's been some trial and error, but we've weaned it down into 8 core modules where we can take you from no back pain or loads of back pain, daily chronic back pain, to a life of no back pain where you can do all the activities that you ever wanted. So putting this up, I built a great testimonial base of reviews. I'm 4.9 stars on Facebook. I've got a 5-star rating on Google and a 9.1 trust score on Trustpilot. So enough about me. That is just a quick run through of what I do and why I'm qualified to tell you these 3 secrets that the rehabilitation industry do not want you to know. And I'm going to be sharing these secrets with you right now, okay? Because it doesn't matter what diagnosis you've had in the past, this approach is going to take you from that life of pain and relying on medication, okay, into an active life without drugs, without surgery, without the need for treatment, okay? So secret number 1 I'm going to run through is there are only 2 possible reasons for your back pain. The second secret I'm going to tell you is that surgery, medication, and expensive therapy treatments do not work. And I'm going to tell you why they don't work and why we are suckered into believing that they work. Okay? And thirdly, I'm going to tell you that the reason you still have back pain is that you have never made a plan. So, moving on to secret number 1. There are only 2 possible reasons for your back pain, and here they are. You either have an anterior tilt of your pelvis, like this lady on the left, or you have a posterior tilt in your pelvis, like the lady on the right. Now, cleverly, this picture shows it as like a bucket of water. If you have an anterior tilt of your pelvis, and that bucket's full of water, all the water's flushing out the front. So your pelvis is tilting forwards, all the water's coming out the front of your body. The posterior tilt's the opposite, and all the water's flashing out the back. So let me run through these in detail. Now, first of all, in between these, there's something called neutral tilt. Now, a neutral tilt of the pelvis, if you use it like a car tire, there's even wear on both sides, okay? The tire's going to last longer, so it's not going to get damaged. All right, there's 50% load on either side. Now, if you relate that to your back, there's 50% load on your intervertebral discs, which is like the Rolo-like texture between your bones, okay? And then there's 50% load on the joints. Okay, you have facet joints on the posterior side of your spine. Okay, there's 50% load on those joints. There's even wear on both the joints and the discs. Your body is designed to live to 110 years old without any pain. Now, I know because you're listening to this webinar that you're saying bullshit, but I'm telling you, if you can keep a neutral tilt in your spine through every movement you do through life, you will not suffer with back pain, and you can live to 110 without any back pain. Now, this is not you. I do not need to go through a long consultation process with you to tell you that you do not have a neutral pelvis. Now, I have studied thousands of people through my practice, and since I qualified 12 years ago, and not one person with back pain has this neutral pelvic tilt. So, moving forward, the problems. The first problem and the first reason that you will have back pain. Now, 70% of you will have this. It's called an anterior tilt of your pelvis. Okay, if you are anteriorly tilted in your pelvis, remember that bucket picture? All the water's flushing out the front. Okay, you have this big arch in your lower back. You're sticking your bum out. Okay, and you're putting too much excess load on the facet joints on the posterior part of your spine. Now, look at it like the car tire. The car tire is tilted. Now, all the pressure is moving onto the inside of that tire. When all the pressure is rolling on the inside of that tire over and over and over, that's where the damage is going to be. Now, relating it back to your back, this anterior tilt of your pelvis can show up signs of sacroiliac joint pain, nerve pain in the back, spondylosis, which is where the vertebrae actually start to slide off each other. Okay, spondylolisthesis is where it completely slides off. All right, and that's obviously very dangerous because your spinal cord runs right by there. We have hip impingement and degenerative disc disease. Now, I hate the term degenerative disc disease because it's not a disease, it's a posture fault, and it's very, very easy to fix, okay, if you know how to. So you're going to have excess load on the facet joints, which will be causing you pain. Your body's a really clever machine, and it learns that by hanging off your joints, that it teaches you that that's a comfortable position, when actually it can deal with it for a while, but in the end, your QL muscles are just going to tense up because they're trying to protect that spinal cord of yours. All right, so instead of hanging off the joints and learning and being like, oh, that's okay, you need to learn to use your musculature and tendons in order to hold yourself up properly and put yourself into that neutral spine that we're talking about. Now, the opposite to that, and 30% of you will be suffering from this, is a posterior tilt in your pelvis. A posterior tilt in your pelvis, as you can see with the car tire, there's wear on the other side. And if you relate that to your back, there's excess load on your intervertebral discs. Now, those discs are like a Rolo texture, they're hard on the outside, soft in the middle. When you have a posterior tilt, that flat back or your bum's tucked under, when people say, oh, you've got a flat bum, that's posterior tilt. You're putting excess load on the disc, which can help shoot the disc out the back and into like the touching nerves, touching the spinal cord, which can cause increased amounts of pain, including disc bulges, slip discs, degenerative disc disease again, and then scar tissue over your quadratus lumborum muscles, which are the main muscles in your lower back. Now, moving on. So, idea, telling you that secret number one. If you can get out of either posterior or anterior tilt through the movements in everyday life, and you are able to maintain a neutral spine, you will recover from your back pain. That is a fact. So moving on to secret number two. Surgery, medication, and expensive therapy treatments do not work. Now, these treatments that you go and you pay a chiropractor for, an osteopath, an acupuncture, light therapy, magnet therapy, you name it, they are just designed to keep you just off rock bottom. Now, you need to take responsibility for your own body and step up like a man and actually move forward with your own lives. Stop relying on other people to fix you, because it will not work. That one treatment you have maybe once a month, that is not going to fix your back pain. Listen up. Think about it. How is one treatment going to help you recover from years of poor posture, from years of abuse of your back? How's one treatment, how is one manipulation going to fix that? I'm sorry, but if you see your chiropractor, yes, they can realign your hips. Yes, they can realign your spine. But guess what? The musculature around that is imbalanced. And you've got tightness one side, weakness the other. That is just going to pull the spine out of shape again. It's not fixing anything. It is a temporary solution for a long-term problem. Again, like, look at this in the way of medication. So we go to the doctor, we get a prescription. I've seen clients that have been on the same prescription for over 15 years. 15 years they've been taking medication every day. Think of the side effects of those. No one reads the box of the side effects. Think of the side effects that's having on your body, on your digestive system. Okay? But also, what this medication will do, it tricks you into thinking that it's helping you. So yes, you'll wake up and you might be pain-free, or certainly reduce pain. But you are then going to continue to do the stupid things that you've been doing throughout your life, the way you've been using your back. You'll continue to do all those movements without actually realizing you're causing damage. Your body's telling you that you're doing things wrong. and you're masking that problem with medication, it's never going to fix itself, by the way. How is a drug going to fix this problem? It can't. It masks it, and then you become reliant on it. You'll become an old man, and you'll still be taking that medication to treat your back pain. So, the way through this problem, I haven't even mentioned surgery. So surgery is another one. People think that surgery is going to be that fix. Like, yeah, it's the last option, but yes, like offer me surgery. People beg doctors to give them the surgery. No, it's warped, okay? Surgery is just going to, yes, they might chip some bone away, leaving more room for the spinal cord to go through, okay? They might increase the distance between your vertebrae, okay? Again, decreasing the chances of pain, all right? But then you are not learning anything. You're going to continue abusing your back, which means that pain is going to come back, and it's going to come back tenfold, all right? And then you're not allowed, and then that surgery is going to cause scar tissue in your body, which makes you even tighter in the musculature. And guess what? That rocky road is just a stumbly one down, all right? And you're going to constantly be in pain and blaming everything that you can't do because you've got that bad back. Oh yeah, I had surgery once, bad back, bad back. You're just going to be that guy. Don't be that guy, okay? Even if you have had the surgery, that's fine, all right? But now is the time to improve your posture and make sure that you move out of that pain instead of blaming the surgery for your pain, okay? But no more relying on everyone else to help you. You've got to do this yourself. I'm here to give you the tools today to do this, and I can give you the tools, but I can't make you do it. You need to be impeccable to your word, and if you're going to say you're going to do something, you need to do it. No more faffing, no more moaning, no more miserable, okay? Because all of that brings negative mindset onto you, which means you're never going to improve. Time to step up, be positive, and know that you can do this yourself. And know that you can step forward yourself and save yourself a ton of money as well doing it. So secret number 3, the reason you still have back pain is because you have never made a plan. You have never made a plan, and I know you haven't, because if you had, you wouldn't be on this webinar, okay? So this is what, and tell me if this is true. So write in the chat box again. Tell me if this is true. Tell me if I'm speaking directly to you, all right? You have suffered with back pain for months, even years. Then you decide, enough is enough. I'm going to do something about it. And then what you do the day after, or even the minute after you decide enough is enough, you go diving straight in, okay? You don't make a plan. You might Google your symptoms and see what you can do about it. You might book an appointment with a chiropractor, an osteopath, or a physiotherapist. You may just get down and just do some stretches. You might go out and try and exercise through this pain, okay? You don't make a plan. You're only thinking short term. You don't know how long it's going to take you for you to cure your back pain, okay? You don't even know the steps that you need to do in order to start at the beginning and gradually make it harder so you improve your strength rather than just going flying into the hard stuff, okay? You don't even know how to hold yourself posturally, okay? Because a little diagram or a pamphlet isn't going to show you that. Now, all this leads to quick fixes. And unfortunately, quick fixes are what those bullshit surgeons and those bullshit chiropractors are telling you that they can do. There's no such thing. Don't be suckered into it, because they're telling you there's a quick fix because they want your money. That is all they're in it for. They want you to just keep off rock bottom. So what they want you to do, they want you to book a treatment. So when you walk out, you're like, yeah, cloud 9, feel good. Feeling good. But guess what? And I know this has happened to you. If you've booked a treatment, you walk out, you feel better. But within a few days, a week, maybe even a month, that pain comes back. Okay? And guess what you do? In your head, you're like, that chiropractor session worked, didn't it? I felt better afterwards. I'll book another session. Okay? And then you end up being that guy that's been going for years, just staying off rock bottom. How many of my clients have I heard come in saying, well, I've been seeing my chiropractor for 2-3 years now. I'm like, oh God, they haven't even fixed you. They've done nothing. They've done nothing. Okay, you're still in the same shitty place you were, but guess what? You're thousands of pounds poorer. All right, it's not good enough and it pisses me off. And that is exactly why I'm on this webinar speaking to you right now. All success is built in good planning. This isn't just rehab. If you're starting a new business, guess what? You make a business plan and you move forward with it, okay, step by step. Okay, if you're a professional athlete, you all your success, you don't just go and win the World Cup. Your success comes from planning and training and moving towards that end goal. All right, so we all want the end goal. Everyone wants the end goal. Everyone wants to be pain-free, looking buff, burning fat, building muscle, but no one is telling you the journey there. Okay, everyone's promising you the goal. Everyone's saying they can get you there. No one's telling you the journey. Okay, so it's all about the journey, because if you don't enjoy the journey, you're never going to make it up here. Okay, and I'm going to talk to you about the journey as well today. Here you go. So without a plan, you are lost. Now, what I've just shown you is part of the exact system I've used personally that's helped 2,000 clients just like you recover from back pain. So let's recap over everything that you've just learned. The 3 secrets. There are only 2 possible reasons that you are suffering with back pain. Okay, that is the anterior tilt or the posterior tilt. That is it. You can tell me that you've got slipped discs and your MRI told you that you have a broken back, you've got spondylosis, all of these diagnoses. I don't give a shit. None of it matters. Those diagnoses don't matter. Stop living in that box. Stop living by that label that someone has given you. Don't be that guy that's like, oh, got a slipped disc, my L4, L5, telling everyone about your diagnosis. Can't do it. L4, L5's got a problem. All right, stop it. Just stop it, because you've been labeled with this diagnosis. You've been told to rest. You've been told not to do those things. Ah, don't do that. Stop doing those things, because that is going to cause your back pain. But it's bullshit. It is an easy way out for, say, a professional like a GP to tell you not to do something. Rest. Because of course, when you rest, of course it's going to get better. Like, just by resting the muscles, yes, you're going to feel less pain. However, the moment you want to do something again, say you want to pick your kid up, oh my God, but don't do it. You'll hurt your back. Like, no, I'm not going to live a life like that. And I don't want you to live a life like that. Okay, because being told to rest is bullshit, because your muscles are going to weaken, and that means the back pain is going to come back, because guess what? You're going to rely on your joints to hang off, okay? You're going to be standing, hanging off your joints, because your core muscles aren't going to be strong enough. So the process of fixing that is strengthen up the weak muscles, loosen off the tight muscles. Once you can do that, your muscle imbalances realign, neutral spine, no back pain. Sorted. Surgery, medication, and expensive therapy treatments do not work. Like I've told you, they are designed to either mask pain or be a temporary solution to a long-term problem. Okay, they're designed to just keep you off rock bottom, because guess what? That medication costs money. Guess what? The pharmaceutical companies are earning billions of pounds every year because of your suffering. They make a ton of money due to your suffering. Think about it. They don't want you to heal. They don't want you to be pain-free, because guess what? They don't make any money. They love the fact that people are becoming more obese and they're getting in more pain with their backs, because they're going to be investing in all these drugs and pharmaceuticals that they're popping out. Okay? Don't fall for it. Be better than that. Be a leader and step up. Okay? Because guess what? If you fall for that, you're not going to be able to lead your family. You're not going to be able to have the strength and confidence in your career to be able to progress, because you're just going to be in that box with that label on your head saying that you're the one with back pain, and you're going to be miserable. Okay? And third secret, you never make a plan. Okay? You've gone diving straight in. It hasn't worked. Tell me if any of this is true. Tell me if any of you have been through this. Okay? Write in the chat box, okay? Because I will be reading them. Have you just thought enough is enough and you go flying in? Okay? It doesn't work. You're not accountable to anyone. You haven't planned that environment. You haven't planned your journey to get to the end goal. There's no such thing as just jumping it. You've got to plan step by step to get there. Okay, so running through those 3 secrets, I hope a lot of you have had a lot of value out of today's free webinar. I hope that you've listened to those 3 secrets and that spurred you on in order to move forward with everything you've got, okay? And move forward from a life of pain and misery into a life full of activity, doing the things you love, like having better relationships, not fearing that your back pain is going to be increased if you do something. You're going to have better sex with your partner. You're going to be happier. Everyone else is going to be happy around you because you're not the fun sponge that's sucking all the energy out of them because of your like moaning about your back pain. Okay, use this information that you've got today and step forward with it. Okay, so what I want to do, I'm just going to lead on now, and I just want to talk to you more about my back to life movement. So if you feel like you've had like decent value, would you mind if I just spend another 15 minutes just talking to you about that journey that I was talking about? Because I've created a movement called the Back to Life movement that takes you from point A to point B, that life of pain to that pain-free life, doing all the things that you love doing without the fear of your back pain coming back. Okay, so have I earned the right? Write in the chat box, would you like to hear this journey that I've created for you guys? It's going to take about 10-15 minutes. Just type in the chat box yes or no, because this journey has helped loads of people. We've got these testimonials that I've run through. Okay, so for example, my Back to Life movement helped Eddie here. Eddie is a keen golfer. He was looking to get his handicap lower, but he felt his back was so stiff and he was in pain after every round that he couldn't improve his golf. Now, he came to me solely for golf reasons, but so much more came out of it, all right? So yes, his handicap dropped, which is great. I love that. And Eddie, yes, we do need to go for a round of golf soon. I did promise him that. So soon we'll be meeting up and seeing if he can beat me on the golf course, which I imagine is very, very true. So what else came from it? Yes, his handicap went down and his back pain decreased and his range of motion improved, okay? But also he ended up doing a course himself, learning about his back, and he actually really enjoyed learning about his own body. Okay, so he really dived in. He's gone all in. He was traveling up to see his girlfriend, which was about an hour away from him, and he was dreading that drive. So he was seeing his girlfriend less and less and less because of his back pain. Now they are seeing each other more. He's having better sex. They're traveling, so he's happy to be in the car for longer periods of time just because his back pain's better. Then we move on to Jonathan, okay, and Jonathan says, wow, 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 how cheesy, how cheesy. I didn't tell him to say that, I promise, but wow, wow, wow is all I have to say about Ross, okay? So John came into me 4 weeks before his marathon, and he hobbled in telling me it's over. He's got no chance of doing it. He's in too much pain. He's not going to be able to complete it. We ran through a quick process, 4-week rehab process for him, where he went home and he did the exercise himself. Okay, so this wasn't just about getting a treatment. Okay, we did a little bit of a treatment, but actually the majority of it was actually, you're going to go home, you're going to do this on day 1, you're going to do this on day 2, this on day 3. He did all the rehab because he was determined to get onto that marathon start line, whether he was going to finish or not. He just wanted to get to the start line. He did that. Okay, and not only that, he completed the London Marathon in a better time than he ever expected. So Jonathan, well done. Wish you saw me when the pain first started instead of just 4 weeks before, but we'll do that on the next marathon when you won't even need to see me because he knows actually all the tools. Okay, so then we move on to Sam. Sam says here that that he was suffering with back, neck, and hip problems for years. And in just 30 minutes, see, this is it with Sam. In 30 minutes, I was able to identify the source right away. Okay, but that was it. Sam came to me for treatment. I barely touched him. Okay, I identified the problem, and yes, it was with his feet and his posture, like the rest of you guys. And just by helping him move out of that with the journey, Okay, he now doesn't suffer from any back, neck, or hip problems. Okay, and I don't need to see him again, which is great. And then if anything was to happen, say like a slight relapse in any of that, he knows exactly where he needs to go in order to come out of that without wasting money on professionals that are just there to soak it up out of you. So we move on to Stuart. Now, Stuart is a keen tennis player. He won't mind me saying that he's in his 60s. So a 60-year-old, he came to me saying that he'll never play tennis again. And he was gutted that he thought that he'd never be able to play again and that it was over. All right, we sourced, yes, the hamstring problem that we had, but actually that was getting caused by his hip. Okay, and guess what? He was in that anterior tilt of his pelvis, all right? We sorted out the problem, taught him how to hold his core properly through all movements, and now he's playing tennis again weekly and enjoying it, okay? We then get to Luke, who's a firefighter, and said that the course has helped him improve his VO2 max score. That's basically, in layman's term, his fitness. So not only has he moved out of a life of pain, but that allowed him to then improve his fitness so he can go on and actually do the job he's employed to do. Okay, because with pain, he wasn't able to enjoy his job or even do some of the stuff, all right? So we managed to fix that, so well done to you, Luke. Neil's a good one. He came to me with various injuries, like a whole list, and guess what? Scrapped the list. Couldn't give a shit what his diagnoses were before. It was the same rehab. It was the same treatment. Neutral spine, no problems. As soon as that neutral spine's there, all the injuries were fixed. Best thing about Neil is this wasn't just getting pain-free. What came from Neil was it gave him the confidence to quit his job and find something better, because he wasn't miserable and he is actually enjoying life. And then he sat back at work one day and thought, like, fuck this, I work shit, and he did something about it. We create leaders in this back to life movement, okay? This isn't just no normal rehab program. We go through mindset training, which helps create leaders, okay? And not only does he lead his own life, he has got a better job that's better paid. He's now living with his girlfriend. He was telling me that his sex life's fantastic and no longer was he in so much pain that he couldn't have sex with his girlfriend. So his relationship's better, okay? And now he's planning on starting a family, which is brilliant. And I love that, Neil, so well done. So we move on to Dan. Dan came to me with back and hip flexor issues. He didn't know it was hip flexors, but actually, again, a lot of people think just by treating the back and just like a little bit of treatment on the back that's going to fix things. The body is a whole system. I've run through this. So we had to really work on those hip flexors, the front of the hip, okay, in order to allow the spine to come into neutral. And now he's training harder than ever. His body looks brilliant. Okay, he's in great shape and he is training hard and he's doing very well. And he's got a baby on the way as well. So he hasn't told me his sex life is better, but if a baby's on the way, we can come up with our own conclusion. Okay. So, and then we just keep moving on. We've got John, we've got Chris, we've got Carl, we've got Josh, all moving through this program, moving from a life of misery and waking up in the mornings not wanting to go to work, or like kind of like crawling out of bed, where you're like, oh, making old man noises, to actually enjoying their lives and moving forward with doing the activities they love. Okay. So, you are here, and tell me again in the chat box. Okay, I just want to see who's here. Who's still here? Okay, who's still listening? Write in the chat box. Just tell me if you're still here, because I want to know. You are here because you suffer with daily back pain, all right? It is affecting your life, and you've had enough. You don't want to spend thousands of pounds on treatments that don't even work. Tell me if that's true. So tell me, put it in the chat box right now. Tell me if that's true, because you wouldn't have listened to this whole webinar, all of those secrets I was giving you, all the testimonials. You wouldn't have spent your valuable time with me today if you weren't suffering from all of this. Okay, and again, tell me, like, put in the chat box right now. Let's go. Are you still here? Are you still listening? Good. So, would you allow me to now run through what my clients have gone through to eliminate their back pain? What my VIP Back to Life Movement clients have gone through to eliminate their back pain? Again, chat to me in the chat box, because if you don't want me to, you can go, okay? But if you want to know that journey from where you are now, that life of pain, and then that journey up to a pain-free life, doing all the things that you love doing, all those things that you've dreamed about doing, all those things that you tell yourself you're going to do one day and you just put off, okay? Do you want to do those? Do you really want to do those things, okay? Do you want to hear me run through how my VIP clients have got there? Just click yes or no. Good. So, now this course it's an online course. It is a course that you do need to commit some time to, okay? But let me just say, I've talked about you stepping up and doing this yourself. Now, say you could only learn how to improve your back pain with just 1% each day. Just 1%, it's nothing, is it? Okay. Now that 1% each day will result in your pain ratings improving by up to 1/3 in just 1 month. So 1% each day, you build momentum. Each day, different workout. Okay, different ways of doing things, different stretches. Okay, I give this step-by-step daily course. Okay, every day you log in, you do the workout. Yes, it might take you 30 minutes to 45 minutes an evening. Okay, but do you really want to come out of your back pain, or do you just want to be that guy who's making excuses all the time? So anyway, if every workout was to improve you by just 1%, your pain would disappear by 1/3 in just 1 month. If you were to improve just 1% every day, your back pain would be eliminated within just 4 months. How many of you have been suffering for years? How many of you have had back pain for that long period of time? Some of you will be on this webinar and you won't remember a life without the back pain in your adult life, okay? And that comes from poor posture from childhood, right? No one's taught you how to come out of that. No one's taught you any of the tools. You might have got treatments, yes. You might have got diagnoses, yes, but no one's told you how to move out of that, okay? In this course, you will be improving just 1% each day. It doesn't sound like much, but all of that is momentum, okay? So fast forward a year from now, what can you achieve with that momentum? A year from now, your pain could be eliminated within 4 months. We can then move with momentum. A year from now, you're going to be stronger. You're going to be more confident. You're going to be loving life with your family. You can be playing with your kids, throwing them around, playing football in the garden. You can be doing all the sports that you want to, all the exercise that you've wanted to, okay? You can finally achieve that body that you've been dreaming about, okay? Losing the weight that you need to lose. You can finally do that because you won't have any back pain. So now, even if you can't follow the course every day, so say you can't get that 1% each day. We're all busy people. We've all got tough jobs, okay? We've got tough lives at home, all right? We're all busy. Do we have the time to do this every day, okay? I want you to commit a small time to the course every day. But yes, some things are going to get in the way, of course. But this course isn't just about the workouts. This is about integrating this into daily life. Say you haven't got time to do the workout in the evening, all right? Or in the morning, or at any time in your day. Whilst you're at work, you'll be practicing these exercises whilst you're at work. You'll be practicing your posture control whilst you're at work, okay? Whilst you're cooking, whilst you're brushing your teeth. You'll be integrating these skills and tools into your life. And once you can do that without even thinking about it, you've cracked it. No more back pain, okay? So even if you're going to miss the odd day, you might not progress as quick as some. Say you might be starting off at really, really beginner's level, okay? It might take you some time to get through that beginner's level before you can start progressing. It doesn't matter. You can move at your own pace through this course, okay? And you will achieve that success in your own time. The more you can commit to it, the quicker it's going to happen, of course. But if you are going to be missing the odd few days, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You will be progressing at your own pace. So the Back to Life movement course. Now this course is not for everyone. So before I run through what you're going to get, this course is not for everyone. This course is only for people who want to work hard, not make any excuses, and make amazing strides in reducing and finally eliminating your back pain. I don't want you moaners out there. I don't want someone to be like, it's too hard. It hasn't worked yet. Like, this isn't a quick fix. I'm not selling no quick fix because there's nothing exists. The quick fixes lead to you falling back into the trap. Okay? This is a road to recovery that you need to commit to. No longer you're going to make excuses. And I want the people that aren't going to make excuses. I want the people that are ready to step up. I want those people who aren't just saying they've had enough, but they really have had enough and they will do what they need to in order to get out of the back pain. Okay? I want to give those people the tools. And the reason I want to give those people the tools is because we create an environment. So we have our Facebook group full of like-minded men in the same position, all willing to move forward with their lives, all helping each other out. As soon as I've got a moaner in there, someone that isn't willing, they're complaining about things, okay? They're using all types of excuses, like oh, I've worked late, okay? Or I couldn't get up in time. Or the missus threw chores my way, okay? I don't want those excuses, okay? If you want this to work, it will work, okay? If you're full of excuses and you live off those excuses, then take a step back. This course isn't ready for you right now. If you can go back into the same mold and you can keep trying, okay? And when you're ready to accept that the secrets I've told you today are true and that nothing's going to fix you unless you've got that journey planned out, okay? You can come back on and we can talk about getting you onto the VIP program, okay? But I only want people that are ready yet. So how many of you are action takers out there? Who is really ready to move forward and get out of pain and start living life again, start enjoying life again? Who of you are ready? Write yes in the box for me, guys. So this is what my VIP clients go through. I only take 20 guys on at a time to achieve a pain-free life they've always dreamed about. The reason I can only take 20 people on at a time is, again, that accountability, right? I don't want to be taking hundreds on at a time when I can't keep in touch with all of you. I only want a small amount of people at a time so I can keep an eye on form, keep an eye on checking up on you and making sure that you're doing well, okay? So that accountability. As soon as we start moving too quickly, we are then going to have some problems. So, would it be okay to run through this journey with you right now? Is that going to be okay? So, as I've said, I've got 12 years of research, courses, experience. So not only university, I've done all the courses, you name it. I've read hundreds of books. I've spent hours looking up content online and in books to make sure that I know everything about rehabilitating back pain. Now, I've trimmed off all the fat, okay? So I've learned a lot of bullshit too. There's been some trial and error, all right? I've worked out the reasons that people fail, but I've also tried a lot of shit that doesn't work. Now I've cut all that out, all right? And then I've created this day-by-day system that works, no matter how severe your back pain is, guaranteed. That system is called the Back to Life movement, and that is what I'm going to run through you right now. So here is what you're getting when you invest in the Back to Life movement. When you invest in the Back to Life movement, you become one of my VIP clients, you will get the 8 core modules, which takes a minimum of 100 days to achieve your full back rehab. Now, within these 8 core modules, you're going to have videos and exercises and stretches that are run in a step-by-step system that will help you come out of your back pain into that pain-free existence, living the life that you want to live. Okay, so in these 8 core modules, this is 12 years of research and knowledge and reading, 12 years and over £50,000 worth of research and knowledge that I have trimmed up, put into these 8 core modules. So that's easily worth a value of £3,000, isn't it? Okay, 12 years of research. You can go away and do that if you like. But I'm telling you now, don't go spending 50 grand yourself to learn all this stuff. I'll put it into the step-by-step guide. That's easily worth £3,000. You will also get a complete access to 100+ strength and conditioning workouts. Now, this is access for life, guys. This isn't going to expire after 100 days. You're going to have this for life. And you're going to be able to get involved and get into these exercises whenever you need to. There's always a point of reference. Okay. Now, those 100 videos took painstaking hours of my life to film and make sure that they're correct. So that's easily worth £1,000. Okay. You're also going to get lifetime access to your environment. Now, this is very, very important. Now, as I said, your environment is the biggest key to success. Now, if you're doing this alone, you're going to fall off. Okay? You can't do it alone. You can't. All right? You've tried. Tell me. Go on, tell me in the chat box. You've tried to do this alone. You can't. And that is because you haven't been put in the right environment. So you're going to have lifetime access to our Facebook group, which is going to have hundreds of guys like yourself, all moving from a life of pain to an active life that they love. Now, you're going to be in there, and you're going to see people at the start of their journey. You're also going to see people right at the end of their, well, new journey of their new lives, okay, their end of the rehab journey, okay. Now, and those guys, what we do is we encourage them, guys that have been through it, to help you out. So if you're struggling through some workouts, yes, I'm there to help you posture, but these guys that have done it as well will be like, hey, I know it's tough, I know it's hard, but I've been there. I had the same injury as you. I've had the same problems. All right. I can tell you, if you do this, you could be like me. And how influential is that? For you to actually see the guys that have been through the process, that have done the graft, and they're telling you that it works, and they're showing you that they're off surfing, wakeboarding, playing football, playing rugby. They're showing you these things in the group. There is no better motivator for you than seeing that firsthand. Now, that lifetime access to the Facebook group as the key motivator is easily worth £1,000, and you're going to get that as part of the Back to Life movement. You're also going to get a weekly Q&A session with me live. So I'll be doing Facebook Lives where I'll be answering all the questions that you have with me. Now, an hour's worth of my time is usually £100. I'm not expecting you to spend £100 for my Q&A sessions. So there's going to be lots of you on the Q&A sessions asking you questions, and I'll be able to answer them for you. You're going to get a minimum of 12 of these, as there's going to be every week and as part of your 100 days. So that's easily got about your £300 there as well. So if you total up the real world value of the course, it comes to £5,300. Now, I know, you know, and I know that I'm not going to charge you £5,300 for this course. But if I could tell you that if you were to pay £5,300 and I could give you a pain-free life, living the life that you want to live without fear of your back pain returning, without any problems, better relationships, better career prospects, better sex life, would you say that you would spend £5,300 if I could guarantee you to live the life that you want to live? Of course you would. Like, who wouldn't? £5,300, you spend that in treatments over the course of your life, in medication over the course of your life. But I'm telling you that you can do this yourself with this course. Okay, so £5,300, that is the real world value. I'm not going to charge you that. Okay, I'm not even going to charge you half of that. All right, what I'm going to charge for you guys today who have spent this time with me on this webinar, all I'm going to charge for today only is £400. Okay, so I want you to open up a tab in your browser now, okay, because I can only take 20 people today. When you open up a tab in your browser, click on the button and make sure that you are enrolling on this course right now, because if you don't, you're going to miss out. Now, this is an offer that's only available today, and once it's gone, I don't know when it's going to come back. But all I know is that the last time I offered it this cheap, it didn't come back for 9 months. Okay, so it's a today only offer, £400. Now that is just the equivalent to just 5 therapy sessions. All right, so think about it. Lifetime without pain, or 5 therapy treatment sessions to just keep you off rock bottom. Which are you going to choose? So, as I said, there's limited spaces available. So make sure that you're moving forward today and biting the bullet and just going for this. Now, I like action takers, as I've already said. I don't want any of you, if you're going to be excuse makers or dilly-dallying and stuff. I love action takers, so I'm going to reward you with bonuses if you join up today. So for the first 10 people that join me on this course, okay, now I can already see a couple of you coming through, which is great. So welcome, Steve. Welcome, John. That's great. Now, I'm going to tell you now, the first 10 people are going to get these bonuses. So listen up. You're going to get a one-on-one VIP call with me. So we'll call up face to face. We're going to talk about the issues that you have. I'll answer any deep questions that you've got, and I'll make sure that we are having a good chat so you know what's coming up. Now, as I said, an hour of my time, that'll take about an hour of my time is worth £100. So that's got a value of 100 quid in there. I will give you, for the first 10 people only, posture feedback on all of your exercises from me personally throughout the program. So if you add your workouts onto the Facebook group, okay, so you film your workouts and you add them onto the Facebook group, I will personally tell you the little tweaks, the little changes you need to make every time that you post on the Facebook group. Now that is for 100 days. Well, I'll be doing that for long, but that's a minimum of 100 days I'll be doing that for you for, and 100 different workouts. Okay, so that easily has a value of £2,000 on there. And you'll be getting that if you were in the first 10 people to join up today. You're also, if you're the first 10, going to have access to my 2-week power of breathing training. Now, this power of breathing training is brilliant at reducing stress levels. It's brilliant at mindfulness, and it will help allow you to get your hormone balance correct in order to move out of the back pain as well. Now, I sell this on my website for £500 a pop. If you're in the first 10 people today, just 10, you'll get this for free. So that is a value of £500. Also, I'm not done. You get a free ticket to the Back to Life live event. Now, normally tickets for this are £200. If you're in the first 10 people to buy today, you'll get a ticket for that annual event with me and all the other guys that are going to be in the Facebook group. We all get together every year annually, and we get together where you can all talk and chat about things. We have activities. There's a little bit of motivational speaking, and we do a workout there as well. And you're going to get that ticket for free. Also involved, if you're in the first 10, I'll go for a full nutrition plan that will improve your muscle tone and fat loss throughout the program. Now, this has a real world value of £300. So do not miss out on this. Just for the first 10 people that sign up now, okay? So click on the link, get yourself through, sign up, be in that first 10, and you will get all of those bonuses. Plus, I am not done. Probably the best bonus of them all. If you invest in the course today and you're in the first 10, you'll not only get everything I've just mentioned, but you'll also get a license to share the Back to Life movement with a colleague or a friend who also suffers with back pain. Okay, so this is a biggie. You will be able to share the course with a friend or a family member, right? You will have the license to give it to them. They'll have their own login. They'll get all the bonuses we've run through on the last page, okay? They will get that all for free because you're an action taker. So be that action taker. Get on there now, click the button, and make sure that you're signing up. Do not miss out on these bonuses. So, as I've mentioned, for the first 10 action takers, there's a real world value of £8,400 in there. So moving forward, if you act today, you're going to save £8,000. And also you get that free share. Okay, so you're going to spend that £400. You can even go to your friend and say, look, if we split this, okay, split it. I don't care. Do what you want, split it. I just want to help 2,000 people in the next year, all right? And we're going to do that by growing together, all right? So you get a free share. That share means that it's just £2 a day for those 100 days. For £2 a day, you can move out of back pain and start living a fun, active life. So let's recap through that again. You're getting the Back to Life movement, a complete back rehab course, and all the modules and live training follow along material for £5,300 worth of value. This includes all your bonuses, which come to £3,100 worth of value. Plus, you're also getting a complete license to share the Back to Life movement with a colleague or a friend. That has a value of £8,400. And if you don't act today, there's other options. What are the other options? You can do what I did. You can go to university. You can learn about the body itself. You can do the 12 years worth of research, the £50,000 that I've invested in learning everything there is to do with back rehabilitation. You can do that, that's fine. You can search through all the information out there. You can Google your symptoms and you can look up stretches to do, but guess what? You're just back into that market, okay? You're just heading back into that quick fix and you're not gonna be able to come out the other side. Or you can continue spending your money on treatments and medication, just masking the pain, keeping you just off rock bottom, so then they can claim another £100 off you every other week, making you feel like you're improving when really you're still at square one, if not worse than when you first started to see them. And the final option for you guys is you can do nothing. You can sit back, you can take all the information you got today and do nothing about it. But guess what? You're going to continue to be miserable. You're going to continue to miss days at work. You're going to continue to feel this pain every single morning. So if you don't act now, what will happen? You can lose your job. And the same when I had back pain, I was taking days off, all right? Soon your job's going to be fed up with you taking sick days and you can lose it. Your relationships are going to suffer, whether that's with your partner or whether it's with your friends. They don't want to hear you moaning all the time. God, it's boring. You are sucking the energy out of your friends and family because of your back pain. You might not even realize it, but you are. Your relationships are going to suffer because you're not going to want to have sex. And if you are having sex, it's boring sex because you're not able to get into those fun positions that we all know and love, okay? And you're fearful of your back going, so you're rigid. So your relationships are going to suffer. When your relationships suffer and you lose your job, you can fall into a depression, okay? Now, depression is so closely linked with pain, but there's a vicious cycle. Because the moment you fall into depression, you've got that negative mindset. When you're in a negative mindset, your pain is going to increase because it's the first thing you think about when you wake up. It's the last thing you think about when you go to bed. Now, part of the mindset training we're going to run through is positive thinking. You can really use positive thinking as a way to move out of your pain and into a better life. Now, if you're falling into that depression that's clouding your mind, you can end up housebound. Okay, you don't want to do anything. All right, you're so scared of your back pain relapsing. You don't want to even leave the house. Okay, so your kids are growing up without you, without that fun. All right, your mates start not inviting you places because you're scared of going out, okay? And you end up losing your friends. If you don't take action now, you'll end up spending hundreds of pounds, thousands of pounds on treatments and drugs, and you become reliant on everyone else to try and fix you because you're not being a man and because you're not stepping up to the plate and doing something about it yourself. Stop relying on other people. It's not going to work. Stop relying on drugs. It's not going to work. Listen to me. I've been doing this long enough. It's not going to work. And before you know it, life's going to pass you by. You're going to be on your deathbed and you're going to have loads of regrets. Okay? Not to mention the weight gain that comes from that. So if you're still not convinced that this is the journey that you need to take to get out of back pain, or maybe you are convinced, but you've got doubts. That's understandable. Right? It's understandable to have doubts, okay? But I'm going to take that doubt out of your mind right now. Okay, because I'm going to give you a money back guarantee. So if you are not happy with anything within 30 days, you just drop me a call or a message and I refund you the money. No questions asked. Okay, you don't like the look of my face, I'll give you your money back. You don't like the workouts, I'll give you your money back. You're not happy with how fast it's moving, I'll give you your money back. No questions asked. So if you enroll today, you get that money back guarantee. And what's more, I can even top that. If you can prove that you have done all the workouts, so through the 100 days of the plan, if you can prove to me you've done all the workouts and you're active in the Facebook group, so you've filmed all your workouts, you put them in the Facebook group, okay, you've listened to the response I've given you. If you can prove to that you've done it, at the 100 days, if you still aren't happy with your whether your back pain's been eliminated or vastly decreased in 100 days, you're still not happy, I will not only give you your money back, but I will give you an extra £400 on top of it. That is how confident I am that this works. You will not only get your £400 back, I will add on another £400 just for your troubles, okay? Just for giving it a real good go. Thank you very much. Gave it a great go. Here's an extra £400 for me wasting your time. But that is how confident I am that this process works. And it doesn't matter what diagnosis you've had in the past, I know that this process is going to help you move out of that. So once again, I've come back to you first 10 action takers. If you haven't done it yet, open that tab up. Make sure you're clicking on the button and getting involved, okay? This has a total real world value of £8,400. You have an extra sharing license to give to a friend or family member. But that is only active if you're in the first 10 and you act today. Now, if you are in that first 10, you are saving a total of £16,400. What are you waiting for? Are you still not convinced? Is it a money thing? Are you struggling? Will you struggle to get £400 together? Don't worry. There is an easy payment plan. You can have 4 payments of just £100 a month. Just 4 payments of £100. Okay? Now, anyone can find £100. Put it on the credit card. Stick it on the debit card, okay? Go into the overdraft. This is so important to your life. You'll end up earning more money because you'll be more career focused, okay? You need to do this for yourself. So find £100 a month for just 4 months and you're in, okay? So get onto our easy payment plan if you think that money's an issue. Say you need to mull it over your missus first, okay? What is she going to say? Of course she's going to say no. She hasn't been in the room listening to the journey. She doesn't know about the Back to Life movement. She doesn't know the secrets yet. All she's going to think about is if you ask your missus and say, oh, can I spend this £400 on this course? It looks really good. She's going to say no, okay? And she's going to say no because you've tried things in the past and it hasn't worked. You've moaned about things in the past that haven't worked, okay? She doesn't know who I am. She's going to flat out deny. So how about you step up as a leader right now, you get your credit card details out, you enroll on the course, because guess what? In 100 days' time, when you ask your missus whether it was a good idea for you to come onto the course, she's going to be thankful as hell. She's going to be thankful as hell because her sex life's improving too. Okay, she doesn't have to hear you moaning anymore. Okay, you're going to come home from work with energy and you're going to want to be able to be a big part of the family life instead of just coming home and moping and sitting on the sofa and just like, oh, can you cook me dinner? Oh, I'm going to bed, and then work again the next day. That boring life. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. Okay, so step up, get involved. Just do this for yourself. You need to do this for yourself. Okay. No longer are you spending money on the treatments. You're saving money there. You're not going to spend money on medication anymore. This course is going to do it for you, okay? And if you're not happy with it, you're going to get your money back anyway, okay? You've got that price guarantee, right? There's literally no risk for you. So, still not convinced? You think your back pain is too severe that I can't help you? It couldn't be further from the truth. Module 1 starts with fundamental movements, just very small movements, connecting us with our body, okay? You might have to stay in Module 1 for a little bit longer than the others, but that's fine. We're all going to move our own pace. It depends on the severity of your injury, yes. But it doesn't matter how severe it is. You could be bedbound, and you can practice these movements. And all abilities are welcome, okay? It doesn't matter whether you've never partaken in the gym before or done any sporting activity before. It doesn't matter if you're a professional athlete. This course will help everyone of all abilities, okay? It helped Chris out here, okay? His back was playing up. Now he's cycling all the time and he's enjoying life, okay? This is him up in the lakes, enjoying life. We had Stu here. His back pain was causing him all types of hell. He did the course, he's moved forward, he's now pain-free. So, guys, this offer is going to end at midnight. I'm only taking on 20 people. If it reaches midnight, It's going to cut off anyway. I can't promise that that price is going to ever return. Okay, so make sure that you're one of those action takers and you're doing that right now. And remember, there's no risk. You've got the money back guarantee. Not only that, I've flipped it into your court. If you've done all the workouts and you can prove to me you have, I will give you an extra £400 back. You can earn money doing this course. Now, £400 is just an apology from me for wasting your time, but it's also because I'm so confident that this course is going to work for you. Okay, as a working, busy man, this is going to work for you. I'm so confident it's going to work that I can put that money back guarantee and that extra £400 on top of it. So listen up right now. You didn't register for this webinar. Listen to my secrets of the industry. Hear out the products I'm offering because you didn't want to improve your life. You're here because you want to improve. You're here because you want to step out of this life of pain. You're here because you want your life to be better. Okay? And the only way you're going to do that is by taking action right now and being one of those guys that's enrolling on the course and saving all that money. So other people are going to jump into this course today, guys. It will happen. All right, so don't dilly around. Why is it not your turn? Let's do something for yourself. Don't be that guy that sort of watches other people's successes and just sit back in your chair thinking, oh, I can't do that. Why not you? Why not you? Today is your day to take that first step forwards, to take that first 1%, and then the next 1%, and then the next 1%. It is your time. You need to decide right now though, guys, because once we finish this webinar, spaces will fill up and you will miss out. Don't miss out on this fantastic offer because the price may not come this low again. Okay, so this webinar is going to end in 2 minutes, guys. I'm going to leave the screen on. I'm going to turn my microphone off, but in 2 minutes it's going to be over. And I just want to thank you very much for being here with me today, for hearing me out, listening to what I've got to offer. I want to wish you all the best and all the luck, okay, in moving out of your life of pain, okay, and turning that into a life that you finally want to enjoy. I wish you all the luck of not letting your life pass you by, but I'm also telling you, luck ain't going to cut it. Luck isn't going to be the deciding factor on whether your back pain disappears. You've waited too long. It would have disappeared by now. Some back pain does go. A lot of back pain treats itself in the first 2 days, but guess what? It comes back. Okay? And if you've been suffering daily for months and years, which you have, you wouldn't be on this webinar if it hadn't. That pain is not going to disappear. All right? So, no more thinking about it. Click that button. Get on our easy payment plan. Start the course. Come into our environment, all right? If you're still unsure, come into our environment. Listen to other people's stories. Listen to how they've overcome things. Listen to how they've done the workouts and now they're living lives full of joy, all right? Just take full advantage of today's offer, guys, because it may never come back. So I'm going to turn the microphone off now. Thank you for being here with me. I wish you all the best. Hopefully I'll see you soon in the course. Okay, and then we can move forward together as a team, as a unit. We can move forward together and we can live better lives.